Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectables. This big old parcel has arrived in the post, so let's open it up and see what's inside. So this parcel comes all the way from Deflector DC, and Deflector DC specialise in protective display boxes for toys and collectibles. I highly suggest you check out their website, link is down below. But they're the kind of protective cases that people put around the outside of their Funko Pop figures. Those kind of slightly bendy plastic, but still very protective and resistant, not like a hard acrylic case. They're made from PET, which is recyclable. They're acid free and they're UV protecting as well. So if you're looking for a cost-effective solution to protect your toys, in particular Jurassic Park Series 1 toys, then look no further than Deflector DC. I got in touch with them because I currently don't have a way to protect my Series 1 humans, dinosaurs and the die cast figures. And I could get acrylic boxes custom made for all of them, but that's going to be really pricey, and I'm going to have to find someone who's good enough to do the job. So I decided to get in touch with Deflector DC and ask if they would actually provide boxes for this particular line, and they very kindly obliged, and that's what's arrived today. So without further ado, let's open this up and see what they look like. Okay, there they all are. Okay, so off the top of the box, this is how they come flat packed. You can see we've got a Deflector DC business card there. These nice score lines on the box. I think it's just a case of pressing them into shape. Not too tricky at all. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm just going to fold these end flaps. I'm going to fold them one way and then the other way so that they bend nicely. There we go. So you don't need to use any special tools to get these into shape. You can bend them by hand. Let's bend this end flap into shape. And then that should feed nicely into the end here, and it actually seems to be covered with a protective film on the outside here, so I might want to open this up in a minute to remove this protective film, but just for the sake of showing you guys it being constructed. There we go. Okay, so that's one end done. Let's do the other end. Okay, there we go. So that's one constructed box. Now I've got to work out what this is for. You know, that took me less than 2 minutes to put that one together, so that's pretty cool. I'm also finding, which is really good, they're really easy to reopen. So once you've got your figures in there, they are easily retrievable. So up till now, most of my Jurassic Park original Cattle line I've had packaged like this, in these resealable food bags, which do a good job, and with layers of bubble wrap in between. They're nicely protected, but it's a shame not to be able to have them on display. So I'm fairly certain that the first box I've made is for the die cast figures, which is probably a good place to start. So before I put it in, I'm going to remove the protective film. Get a little bit of film on there. Okay, I think that's it. So let's slot in the first one. Oh, very smooth. And there we go. Look at that. That is really smashing. I guess sometimes you get on these AFA graded boxes, you get like a little strip that it kind of slides into to adhere it to the box. So I don't know if you can see this, but what I've done is just open up the box again and just made sure that the actual strip along here is bent a little bit more inwards, so I've got enough clearance to get the thing inside. So let's see if that helps it slip into place. I don't want to. There we go. Okay, so now that's behind that flap, and now if I, and then this goes on top, and yes, that holds it in place. Okay, that is the smartest way to do it, I reckon. Yeah, because that now is held in place by the flaps on the box, and that's not going anywhere. So there is a technique to use the actual flaps of the box to keep it secure. Deflector sticker, you can remove that, but it's down there in the corner on the back, so that's helpful to know when I'm building the next one. So I'm now doing a dinosaur. I'm going to do my Velociraptor, but I've got into a rhythm of how to build these things. So first of all, I squash out the sides so you get a box-like shape. Then I fold in the side tabs and I fold out the longer tabs. Okay, so I'm just doing that now. And what that does is it means that you leave clearance for when you slide your figure in. So it's time to peel off the coating. So I do that now before I put the thing in and seal up one end. All right, okay, so that's one end. Now we're ready to slide in the figure, and that's why bending back the flap and the long end is helpful to give you clearance to slide in. Now I've got my Velociraptor figure that I'm going to box up, and the DC Deflector, the Deflector DC logo is always on the back. Really helpful. So now I want the Deflector DC logo to be on the back and the bottom, so it slides in this way, and the box is perfectly sized. And actually, one thing I forgot to do is just to give my dinosaur a quick dust off. Actually, in this case, this box is pretty clean. So this one can go in, gently does it, and when I get to the other side, I press down on the car back to make sure it slides underneath that long end flap. And now I begin the fiddly process of closing up this end. Now this is the fiddliest part of the whole thing, because I want to create that restraining flap in for good. There we go. That looks wonderful. And the really nice thing is these flaps hold it in really securely so that you can turn it over and look at the reverse box art. So yeah, that's not going anywhere. Okay, so here we have it. The Kenner Jurassic Park Series 1 human figure line, all boxed up and ready for display. And don't these look glorious? A really lovely cost-effective solution that takes these out from being in storage to on my shelf on display. The fact they're made from this lovely PET that's recyclable is a big plus too. Here's the dinosaur line from Series 1. And next up, here's the die-cast figures from Series 1. Now obviously we still have the mid-range electronic dinos, the Raptor and the Dilophosaurus. They still need a box. Also the larger dinosaurs like the classic Red Rex, they still need boxes. Also the vehicles too. So I am in communication with Deflector DC to get these made and produced in the future. So hopefully the whole Series 1 Jurassic Park line will be accommodated for. One important thing I wanted to try was the stand test. So with these die-cast figures, they stand wonderfully, and you know, probably that's helped by it being bottom heavy in terms of these being die-cast figures. Let's try it with Robert Muldoon, not so heavy on the bottom. So he's not standing, and I don't know if it's because I've got this slightly spongy surface, but I would expect him to stand up. So yeah, he needs to lean on something a little bit. And then let's try the Pteranodon here with a wide base. Yeah, so the Pteranodon is standing up, leaning back a little bit, and there is some curvature on the bottom. My only gripe, and it's a very small one, is when you're using the flap secure method like I've shown, you have to be careful that you don't scrape the car back as you put the flap over the top, because you don't want to damage the corners of the car back. But you know, this is a minor gripe and you've just got to ultimately be careful. Okay guys, let me know, will you be ordering any of these? Check out their website down below. In the meantime, rate, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.